back, relax, and maybe get yourself a snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hey guys, so I'm here today with very fancy hair. This is my wedding hair, or at least the trial. It's the trial for the wedding hair. So it's kind of fantasy inspired. It looks really cool from the back, but I feel like from the front you can't see it, so I have to like say why my hair looks really different in this video. That's why I had my trial this morning. It went really well. It's all happening. So back to the video. What are we talking about today? Today I wanted to just sit down with you guys and have a little conversation about cons or conventions. I have been to a fair few book conventions. I've been to WorldCon twice. I've been to FantasyCon in the UK. I've been to Nine Worlds when that used to be on. And I've been to BristolCon. I've also now been to Comic-Con, which I had never been to up until last weekend. And I just wanted to kind of compare them a little bit and talk a little bit about them and my experience with it. I was kindly invited to go to Comic-Con and actually to go to a blogger brunch there, which was organised by Black Crow PR and Jamie Lee. So I really was excited. I'd never been to Comic-Con and I didn't know what to expect, and I'm really glad that I did go along. They gave me a press ticket, which was really cool. I'll put a photo of my press badge. I didn't expect to get a press badge, so that's always cool when you get something like that, and I really enjoyed having that press badge. And it was just a lot of fun to go and be able to go in at priority time and to get to meet some authors. So the idea of the brunch was to sit down at some tables with some authors and also some other people who just do like SFF related things. So like there was a stunt guy, there were people who do comics. So there were quite a lot of different people, and they rotated around I think there were about 8 tables full of bloggers and people who work in publishing and industry and just reviewers, loads of people who all got to go to this event. And it was really nice to meet some other people who do what I do and to meet some other people who do totally different things to what I do. So yeah, I had a really good time going to that. I'll insert some photos. I met Adrian Tchaikovsky, who I've met before. He's always really interesting to listen to. I also got to meet Travis Baldry, the author of Legends and Lattes. He's great. He's a fairly new author to me, but I love his stuff. He's only got this one book at the moment, but he's got another one coming out soon, or at least in the works, so I'm very excited about that. Adrian Tchaikovsky is always publishing really cool stuff, and I'm very excited for his latest book, which he talked a little bit about at the event. It sounds awesome, so I'm very excited for that one. I'll put a picture of what it looks like on the screen for you guys, but yeah, super keen to get my hands on that. So both of those authors, I really was excited. I knew they were going. I was excited to meet them again and sort of hear their conversation, and it was really nice because I think we got about 25 minutes with each author, sort of talking about their books, just asking them questions. I wanted to film some for you guys, but it felt like quite an intimate little setting, so I didn't really want to whip out my camera and start filming when everyone else was just chatting and having a good time conversing. So I thought I won't film it, I'll just take some photos, and then I'll talk about it in retrospective like I am now. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed it. I also met 2 authors that I'd never met before. I hadn't even heard of these guys, but their books definitely sounded fun. So I met a guy called Josh Winning, and his book is currently out. I think it came out fairly recently. And this is a story about a young person whose dad was involved in this stage show, and that never really happened. And so he, when his dad passes, has to go and kind of investigate all of the props and stage sets and creepy things, including puppets, that his dad left behind from this unfinished show, and the puppets seem to come to life. So that's what his kind of premise is. And then the other one is Ryan Hughes, who again I'd not met or heard of before, but he has 2 books, one of which is a massive book. It's called XX, and actually he's a graphic designer, so his book was filled with really interesting graphic ideas. So he plays around with font and typeface, he plays around with dark space and light space, he plays around with just perspective on the page. So his books, although massive, particularly XX is massive, it looks like it would be a fairly easy read. And some of the others who were on my table had actually read his stuff and really enjoyed it. Me personally, it sounds very interesting because I actually have a graphic design degree as well, so I would certainly be interested to see a kind of sci-fi fantasy book with graphic design elements. It's not something you typically come across, and I definitely plan to try and pick this up at some point. But let me know if you've read either of their works, because they were new to me authors. I'd not heard of them, but they were super lovely to chat to, and I definitely got more excited by being in the room with them and hearing them chat about books. I think that is the lovely thing about talking with authors in a dedicated space, where you can just sit and chat. It's not something you get the opportunity to do very often, so that's why the MCM blogger brunch was so lovely, was just a chance to be a bit more close up and personal with the authors without feeling like you were kind of in their face. They also had some like drinks and pastries and stuff, so it was a lovely little event. Went on for about 2 hours, and then after that we got to go and just explore Comic-Con, which is somewhere I've never been. I've heard of Comic-Con, of course, and my partner had actually been to Comic-Con about 5 or 6 times before me. I just never had the chance to go, and I thought, why not? Let's explore Comic-Con. So we actually took my 1-year-old, which is always going to be an experience at a convention. It's the first con he's ever been to. He was pretty good, but there were lots of crowds, and this is the first thing that I noticed as a difference between kind of book dedicated conventions and then Comic-Con, which is kind of like comics, yes, books, yes, but also sci-fi TV, films, just general franchises of anime and various other types of sort of geeky culture. It was so much fun to see all of the different stalls. In particular, I really like the artist quarter, which I love finding quirky arty designs of prints or of jewelry, and I did end up buying some. I'll put a picture of the jewelry that I bought here, and then I did actually get 2 prints, which I've realised I've left upstairs. Let me run and get them for you. So the 2 prints that I bought this one, which is just really cute and lovely. It's by Shmidt. I'll try and find the Instagram or something like that and link it below if I can. Really beautiful. I think that could totally be a book cover. Like, so stunning, so imaginative. Love it. I don't know if these are like from anything or if they're just artsy designs. I just liked it. And then the other one I got, because it was kind of very close to Halloween when Comic-Con was on, I guess this was done for that. But it was just too cute to resist, because I've always had cats, I love cats, and a cat in a pumpkin just seemed like too much fun. So yeah, I picked this one up as well. I don't know if this one says the artist, but I do have her details somewhere, so I'll try and find them and I'll link them below. But those are the 2 art prints I got. So yeah, I did get some lovely things from going around the artist quarter, and I also got some goodie bag stuff from the MCM blogger brunch, and that was this one, the Luminaries, which the cover looks like that. Going to be very pretty when it actually comes out. This is by Susan Dennard, who I'm pretty sure I've read before. I feel like she did a witchy book. I'm sure I've read her books before and I enjoyed her at the time. This one comes out in January 2023, so relatively soon, in the next few months, and I'm pretty keen to give this one a go and see what I think of it. I think there was a mixture of different things in the goodie bags, so I think some people got other things, but this is what I got. I got that one, and then I got another book, which again, I'd never actually heard of this author before now, and that is Leech by Hiron Ennis. This one I thought was kind of horror-y, and it kind of is, but I read the back and it sounded a little bit more sci-fi horror than like just horror, so I think I will read it. It says it's about an interprovincial medical institute, and they have taken root in young minds, possessing them and shaping them into doctors. Now it appears they have competition. Someone is sent to investigate a mysterious death of a doctor, and when they arrive, they find not only a simple cause of death, but actually a parasite which is in the deep, dark depths of a castle, which is a pit of secrets and lies, and it is spreading. So it definitely sounds like it's going to be a creepy, magical, kind of weird sci-fi, twisted sci-fi, fungi, parasite thing. I don't know. It sounds pretty cool though, and definitely the right time of year to be reading this sort of stuff around Halloween. So yeah, very excited to have both of those. And then I did actually pick up myself one of the books, which I've been meaning to get for a while, and I saw it there, and it's a signed copy, and this is A Prayer for the Crowned Shy, which is by Becky Chambers. Becky Chambers, obviously I really enjoy her stuff. This is the second one in the Monk and Robot series, I think it is. There's the signature. And yeah, I've read the first one, which was A Palm for the Wild Built, so I obviously needed to get this one so that I can read it and be caught up on pretty much all her stuff now. So I think that's it. Just in terms of thoughts on Comic-Con, would I go again? I don't know. I definitely enjoyed the artist quarter, but it was so busy after the general access was allowed in. It was priority access only from 10, so it was a lot quieter for sort of the first 2 hours, and then 12 is when they let everyone in with any kind of ticket, and oh my goodness, the difference in crowd size was exponential. It was really, really busy, to the point where I couldn't let my child run around or anything. Like, I had to be holding him because yeah, you just couldn't have got a child through there easily. It was very difficult with the pushchair which we had, so it probably wasn't the best convention to go with a 1-year-old to, but he had loads of fun because he was watching all the costumes, and the costumes and cosplays at Comic-Con are just another level. People go so cool with their costumes, and we didn't dress up this year because it was all a little bit last minute whether we were going or not, but if I did go again, I feel like the way to really enjoy it is to dress up and go the whole hog. I'm not sure I would take a 1-year-old back. As I say, he did have fun, but yeah, it was a little stressful as a parent. I think personally I prefer like book conventions because there's more panels, which Comic-Con does have a stage with different things going on, and there were like author signings and readings and that kind of thing around, but they were kind of spread out all over the place. And I think for me, I just enjoy the panel layout a little more, and the fact that you don't have as mad of a rush between different book conventions. Probably I won't go to Comic-Con again unless I am baby free and up for cosplay, but it was a great experience to go and just have a try, seeing what it was like, comparing it to the other cons I've been to. Let me know in the comments below if you know any conventions that you really like. They don't have to be in the UK, just let me know what conventions are your favourite and why, and I will see you all soon in another video. Bye everyone!
Thank you for watching my video today. Go pick up a book, then come back and chat with me again.